Hi, I'm Angie with Core Star Pilates, and today we're going to work on our shoulders. If you feel like you are rounded here, then this is going to be some really good work to help open up the chest, maybe get a little bit more range of motion in your shoulders, hopefully just make you feel a little bit better in the shoulders. So we're going to use some props with this. I've got a roller. It does need to be long enough that's going to support you from tailbone to head is the ideal. If you don't have a roller, you can be on the floor, on the mat directly. It's just not going to get as big of a range of motion for some of the things, but it can be done on the mat. I have a couple of light weights here. You could do 1 or 2 pounds. You don't need heavy weights. They're just there to give you a little bit more feedback. You can do this without weights. You could use cans of food. Just make sure whatever you have in each hand is about the same weight. And then we're going to move on to the final exercise. Is going to involve a ball. You could use a couple of large pillows stacked as an option too. Again, you could also do this on the mat. It's gonna be a lot more core work without the ball, but you could do this on the mat without any props. You could also do all of this with the Bosu. For the roller part, you would be supporting your head and shoulders on the Bosu, and then when we get to the ball part, it would be very similar to what we're gonna do with the ball. And then I've got a couple extra props here just to help keep the ball from rolling away, because we are going to be coming on and off of the ball. So I got a couple of extra weights and a flex band. You can use whatever works for you to help keep that ball from rolling away. I have no idea what else would work, but like maybe a belt, just something to help block it from rolling away that way and then rolling towards you. Just something to circle it in and keep it where it is, where you want it, right? Okay, so we're going to start with the roller. So place the roller down. Don't have to have a mat. You could do this on the floor. And then sit on one end of the roller. Make sure you're pretty close to the edge. Use your hands and then go ahead and come on down onto the roller. Maybe pick up the pelvis, kind of reach your tailbone down towards the end, towards your heels, and then lay it back down. It's kind of nice. Get a nice little length there. So legs, they could be close together, they could be further apart. Certainly the closer they are together, the more challenge it is when we stay up on a roller without falling off, because our arms are going to be up in the air for this entire work. That being said, you can absolutely go with a nice wide stance with your legs. So somewhere around in there is going to be fine. What works best for you. And then go ahead and grab your hand weights. So from here, neutral spine is nice. If you need to be a little bit imprinted, that's fine. Just find a position that you can sustain. There's gonna be a little bit of work here, so it's gonna be a little bit of core work to help make sure you don't fall off of your roller. But I'm not wanting to do as much core work as I want to just make sure that I'm not gonna fall off. All right, so from here, we're gonna bring the arms up to the ceiling. Find a decent neutral to the shoulders. It's kind of hard if you're on a roller because you don't get any feedback, but what feels about neutral. And then we're going to start with just some simple arm circles here. So just drawing circles on the ceiling from the shoulder joint. Doesn't have to be big. We're going to go small at first. And then let's pause and go the other way. Just some simple small arm circles here. Whatever breath works for you, just make sure you're not holding it. And then we're going to pause. And now we're going to do a little protraction and retraction. So I want you to slide your shoulder blades up towards the ceiling, getting space across your back. Come back to that neutral. And then draw the shoulder blades in towards the roller. If it feels okay, give it a squeeze with your shoulder blades. It's kind of like a funny bone sensation, so you may not like it, and that's okay. Maybe a light squeeze. And then do that again. So slide the shoulder blades up towards the ceiling. Come through neutral, and then squeeze the roller. Strong or light. Come back to your neutral, protract the shoulders, come back to neutral, retract, hug the roller with the shoulder blades. Let's do that one more time. Slide the shoulder blades up, come back to neutral, draw them towards each other, and then come back to neutral. Now you're going to need a little bit of a core connection for this one. So we're going to take the arms overhead, go only as far as it feels okay. Like I don't really want to go past my ears. In fact, I don't really want to go towards my ears at all. And then bring them down by your hips. So this might be a good place to put the weights down and just focus on range of motion in the shoulders rather than using the weights. Lower the arms. Let's bring it up to the ceiling, reach your arms overhead. I like an exhale here, just to remind me to keep my core on. And let's do that maybe 2 more times, raising the arms overhead. Bring them up to the ceiling and down to your hips. And 1 more time, taking the arms overhead, up to the ceiling and down to your hips. Bring it back up to the ceiling. And from here, we're going to take the arms nice and wide. So this is where, if you're on a roll, you're going to get a little bit bigger range of motion than you would if you were on the floor. So that hands can go past your shoulders if it feels okay. And then you're going to bring your arms up, cross them over, give yourself a hug, let the weights pull the shoulder blades into a protraction. And then we're going to bring the arms up. We'll do that again. Reach your arms wide. So if you put your weights down for the arm circles, this is a nice place to pick them back up again. Give yourself a hug. Make sure the other arm is on top. Bring the arms up, open nice and wide. Reach your fingertips away from each other. Bring the arms up, other arm on top. So alternating which arm goes on top for each hug. Open wide. Give yourself a hug. Let the shoulders spread open on your back. Let's do that 1 more time, each arm on top. So open wide. Arm on top and hug. 1 last time, open the arms nice and wide. Bring the arms up and give yourself a hug. And then bring your arms up. All right, so I'm gonna put my weights down for this one and focus a little bit more on range of motion. You can keep your weights if you like, or you can put them down. Maybe try one with and one without. Let's see what that feels like. So reaching your arms up to the ceiling, palms are facing in. I'm going to bring my arms down by my hips. I'm going to turn my palms up, circle the arms around, turn the palms in, bring up to the ceiling, and then right back down my hips. So this is a nice large arm circle. You could hover the arms right over the floor if you like, especially if you're on the roller. If you're obviously on the mat, then they have to hover right over the floor. Bring up, so do that 1 more time with or without weights. Circle around and then bring it up. And here we go the other way. So take the arms overhead, turn the palms up, circle around to your hips, turn the palms in, up and over, circle it around, nice and slow, up and over, and circle around. 1 more time, up and over, and circle it around. All right, we're gonna come off the roller so you can use your hands and push yourself up, or you can just simply easily roll to one side and push the roller away. All right, so now here's where we gotta build up something to keep your ball from rolling away. I like the weights and the flex band, but like I said, if that's not an option, something heavy enough that the ball can't be pushed into it and push everything away. And then I put a flex band on the inside. So kind of a V with the weights, and then the flex band in there. It's just gonna help prevent it roll this way. It's gonna wanna roll that way more than it's gonna wanna roll in. I mean, it depends if you have a slope in your floor or not, but since we're gonna be rolling back onto it, the ball's gonna want to roll that way. All right, so from here, and again, if you're using a Bosu, fairly easy. So sit in front, lower yourself down, and you wanna find the ball to be about just below the shoulder blade. So about right there. That's where you're gonna want it to wind up when you roll back. Grab your hamstrings and then go ahead and roll yourself up once you find that position. If you're on a Bosu, kind of the same. You want to be able to extend over the Bosu, so about mid-back at about the midway point between the top and the bottom. We're going to reach your arms out. Again, you could use weights for this or not. This time I think I will use weights. You're perfectly welcome to omit at this point. So nice and tall, light connection to the core, bend the knees, feet can be flat or not. What do the hips want? And we're going to tilt the pelvis, so a little bit of core work to roll down. Take your arms overhead. Go ahead and open over the ball. Definitely the upper spine. You can let the lumbar spine open up too. You're going to circle the arms around, nod the chin, roll yourself forward over your thighs, and then stack it up. Let's do that again. Tilt the pelvis, roll down. Take the arms overhead, open up. Little extension, maybe a lot of extension. What does your back want? Nod your head. Find that imprint before you roll forward, and then stack it up. Let's do that 2 more times. Tilt the pelvis, roll down, take the arms overhead, circle the arms around, nod the head, roll forward, One more time, stack it up. Tilt the pelvis, roll it down. Take the arms overhead, circle around, nod the head, roll forward, stack it up. All right, we're gonna do the same thing with the torso, but the arms are going the opposite way. So as you roll down, now the arms are gonna circle around. Bring your arms close to your ears, but then start bringing your arms forward, nod your head, round forward, stack it up. Do that again. As you roll down, the arms are gonna go out and around. Take the arms overhead. Let the arms come forward first, then nod your head. A little bit easier work. I mean, if you want to make this about the ab work, then keep your arms by your ears as you roll up. It's going to give you a lot of ab work. We're making this about the shoulders though, so maybe don't do that this time. And stack, and one more time. Tilt the pelvis, roll it down, circle the arms. Bring the arms overhead, nod the head, round forward, and stack it up. And that is it. So hopefully after that work, your shoulders are feeling a little bit looser. Maybe your chest and upper back are feeling a little bit looser. So come back to this, revisit this as much as you want. And I hope that this brings you a little bit more comfort in the shoulders. And I hope that I see you again.